From your, perspective in the last year of what you've seen, as far as dealing with customers, looking at roofs, what's the most common thing that you see in an insurance claim that maybe the insurance doesn't agree?
One of the biggest things, I was talking with our inside sales rep this morning about it. One of the biggest things that we see is, we have a roof measurement that we've already been on site. We've already done our inspection. We've got our roof measurement. We can order a third-party measurement from GAF or Eagle View. And we know, we already have an idea what it's going to take to material-wise to roof this house. And then the insurance company comes back with their measurement, and it just doesn't jive with ours. And usually it's because of the amount of waste that they're willing to pay for. Carriers more and more think that you can roof a house with 3% waste or 4% waste. When in reality we know, probably on the minimum, on the least, it's got to be 8 to 10%. And a house with a lot of hips or valleys or different facets is going to take 12, 15, 17, sometimes 20% waste. And the unfortunate thing about that is the conversation I was kind of having with her when I was training her this morning is that cost doesn't change, and the materials that it takes to roof that house doesn't change. And so, at some point, you have to have that conversation with the homeowner of, look, your insurance company they're just not willing to pay for the amount of material it takes to re-roof your home. I was kind of coaching her to say we either need to do a couple things. We need to get that homeowner involved in the process more and have them calling, have them, being a little more proactive with their agent or with the adjuster. The other thing is we're having to push back a little bit more when we're communicating what the job takes with the adjusters. The conversation I had with her is if the adjuster says it's only going to take 32 squares of shingles for this house, tell that adjuster, you know what we're going to do? We're going to order 32 squares of shingles for this house. When we run out and we're not able to complete this person's roof, what do you suggest we do? Do we tarp it? Do we, what is your suggestion for that?
So when you say waste, for those who don't know, explain to the average person what waste is on a roof.
So in a perfect world, if you're roofing a roof that's a perfect rectangle, you're not going to have much waste. Whatever, as you stagger your rows, you're reusing what you take off of this shingle on the next row and going up. But when you get into roofs with a lot of angular cuts like valleys or hips, when you cut that shingle off at an angle, the other half of that shingle, the part that you cut off, can't be used anywhere generally. Mm-hmm. And so that automatically creates a relatively, I say a large amount. I mean, in the big scheme of things, it's a percentage of the total. But if you say, on a 40 square roof at 10% waste, that's 4 squares worth of shingles, or that's 12 bundles mm-hmm. of shingles that are just going to go in the trash. They're not going on the roof, but they still have to be accounted for in the overall material list, and they still have to be paid for.